Yo, yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Ghost Dog. And before we get started into the video, I do want to preference. I know you've already seen probably the time on the video. It is a long video. I did pour a lot of information into this video. There will be timestamps in the video so that you can hop around to what is most important to you throughout the video. But taking the information that you are given, if you can watch the whole thing, I think it would be worth the watch. But if you can't and you're interested in certain things but not others, that's there for you too. Feel free to click around, but just most of all, enjoy the video and leave me feedback if you have any information. All right, getting to the video. Think about this. You just bought your first firearm. You bought it for home self-defense. You've trained with the firearm. You made sure you're really comfortable in drawing and managing it. You've taken self-defense training and heard about situations thinking, what if this was me and my family? Then one night you're asleep. You wake up to the sound of breaking glass and footsteps downstairs. You quietly go to the bedroom door. You peek through a small gap and see a person inside your home holding what looks like a knife. They haven't yet seen you, but they're moving towards where you and your family are sleeping. You have no safe route to retreat because the hallway is blocked, and your spouse and children are in the next rooms. You retrieve your firearm from a secure but quickly accessible location, exit the bedroom, and put yourself between your family and the intruder. You give a clear verbal command, tell them to stop, leave. But the intruder advances despite your command and raises a knife and comes towards you and your family. In response, you fire. You put the intruder down. Now, this may justify the use of the firearm. There was reasonable belief of imminent, seriously bodily injury or death. There is no safe or practical retreat or other options to protect the people in the home. And the response to the deadly force is proportional to the imminent threat. He had a knife. He's charging at you and your family. You were there to protect them. You call 911. You tell them what's happened. And then you wonder, what do I do next? What should you do or should you say if the police ask you questions? If you go to jail, how will this affect you and your family? Do you have what you need to manage if the intruder's family, the guy that broke into your home that you shot, decides to come after you for civil charges? Yo, yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy Ghost Dog back in the house with another video. In today's video, as you see in the title, which firearm insurance coverage is good for you? In today's video, I'm hoping to, one, learn from myself and hopefully that you learn which firearm coverage could be best for you if you were ever caught up in the need of needing that kind of insurance. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of each insurance company. I'm actually going to hop on call and talk and hopefully reach out to these people individually and figure out which one of the coverages works out best for us based on the information that we receive on the call. We have a set of questions that we're going to ask them. Then, kind of give you my thoughts, my final analysis. Now, I'm not a guy that's being sponsored by anyone in particular. I just recently started a YouTube channel covering firearms. I thought it'd be great as an impartial, without any kind of affiliation out there, to kind of go over these things and give my thoughts on each one of these. And hopefully that helps you make a decision, as well as I'll hopefully make a decision on who I will go with for firearm insurance coverage. Recently purchased a firearm at the end of 2024. I've been out shooting, but I mean, we don't hope that we ever need this kind of insurance. But, if you end up needing it, you'd rather have it than not have it and not need it than need it and not have it, I guess is the best way to say that. So just like car insurance, there's a lot of different companies out there that offer different insurance. So you got like Progressive, you got Allstate, you got State Farms, you got Geico, you got all the different coverages out there. And you always do a lot of calling and shopping around and see what's best for you. That's kind of what I hope we're going to do here today. So the 6 places that we're going to call, 5 are insurance companies, 1 is not. We're going to call CCW Safe, Right to Bear Arms, the USCCA, which stands for United States Concealed Carry Association, US Law Shield, and Second Call Defense. Those are the 5 insurance companies we're going to call. And then 1 is not an insurance company. It's called Attorneys on Retainer. And the reason why I thought it'd be kind of cool to give them a call is because they kept popping up in my searches. And they're different. They're not an insurance company. They're actual attorneys who talk about their coverage and how things work. So we're going to start by calling CCW, but each one of them are going to get a set of the same similar 4 questions. And we may have additional follow-ups as we go through this. So, question 1 is going to be, what's your coverage and where do or do you not cover in the United States? Do you have lawyers already on retainer in each state, or is the insurance coverage there just to pay out the lawyer of your choice? 3, is the coverage a per person? So am I the only one that's covered if I purchase insurance and I have to get a separate coverage for my wife? Or can we have a household plan / family plan that covers both of us in the time of needing the coverage? And then last, what's the cost, right? And I'm sure the cost will get labeled in there because each one of these companies, just off doing research, seem to have some kind of tier system or some kind of like a la carte. If you want this coverage, this is what it is. If you take this out, this will be what it is. If you add this in, this is what it'll be. So we're going to kind of go forward and look to see what they offer there. So what my goal is today, after we get through this little opening, is to actually make some calls to these insurance companies and kind of go over these questions. And hopefully have you guys on camera with me as I make these calls so you guys can make a decision based on the conversation that we're having. Is this something that's going to be right for you as well? All right. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. I just thought about it after talking with somebody. It's like maybe the best idea was just because of legal purposes, might be best if I just call, ask my questions. I'm going to listen. You guys are going to get to hear me ask my questions. And I may reiterate some of the stuff that they talked about. But for purposes, I'll also write it down. And then I'll share my thoughts with you with each one. So let's go ahead and dial up the first insurance company, CCW Safe. So when you call in, if they're busy, you can request a call back. We're just going to hang out on hold, see how long it takes. Can't imagine it'd be that crazy busy. It might be a little busy, though. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right, so we were on hold from the time we called to that voicemail. It was about 2.5 minutes. So apparently don't like leaving people on hold. There's nobody available, which is kind of strange, but I mean, in a way, I guess maybe not. It is also 5:46 Eastern Standard Time, but if you figure someone who covers state or United States wide, we'll probably be open a little bit later. Let's see what information we can find out about them real quick. No. The next one was right to bear arms. So let's try them out. They are also already closed for the day. It's 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Go with USCCA. Let's see what USCCA, they are open right now. Now, they're open much later. So USCCA will probably be the one we'll get. So they have an option for you to send them email information. They have an option to send a text, or I'll put their phone number up on the screen somewhere. So like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. But it doesn't give us if it's Monday through Friday or not, but that's going to allow us to make a call. So let's go ahead and make the call. Hi, my name is Donald. How are you? Doing okay. I'm doing well. I just purchased a firearm a few months ago, and everybody's telling me I need to look into some kind of firearm carry insurance. So I'm just doing some research today to see what's the best company for myself to go with. And I just had a few questions about your guys' coverage. Just a few, and some of them may actually get answered just based on how you get turned. So I may only have like one or two, but could be up to four. Coverage. What is your coverage like, and where do you and do you not cover in the United States? I'm from Indiana. Yeah. So as far as the coverage, I guess you said there's a different tiers. So what are those tiers? Okay. And so then, if I heard it correctly, you pay for us to pay a lawyer, or you pay out the lawyer that we select ourselves, correct? Okay. And then I have my wife who's going to be purchasing, going to be buying her a firearm as well. Um, would I need to get her own coverage, or do you guys offer like a household or family coverage plan? Okay. So if she's going to be carrying probably to add her on, so she's going to be off home as well as in home. But if she's just here at home with me or in the property area of the address where we're covering, then I don't need additional coverage for that. All right. And then I guess what's the cost of each tier? You can do just me, and then I guess it's 50% of whatever you give me, right? So like if it's $50 and it'd be $75 for both of us, or am I understanding that correctly? I want to do some more self-defense training skills. Um, just 'cause, like I said, I'm brand new. I just purchased a gun less than a year ago, and I would like to learn a little bit more. Okay, so just clarifying the red flag slash what we just went over. So up to 15K. What was that to cover again? Got you. So the total of 15 is the loss of earnings, and the 5K was for the seal or expunge the records. I know what I was going to ask now that I thought about it. Now that we got all the cover stuff out of the way, do you have any information that you can email me as a non-member, just as far as a base price to I have something to compare everything to, or is that just something that, I mean, obviously I'm taking notes so I can go back and read my chicken scratch when I'm done, but um, or is that something you can send me? Okay, so if I were, I mean, obviously as a non-customer, if I'm calling just to call to purchase, is that the same if I'm calling to purchase as well? Okay, so there that is. Obviously, I won't be posting. It's a 30 minute so far recording of just that conversation. I'll be cutting out what I can, which is I could cut out a good portion of it because obviously you couldn't hear the call. And I'll give you guys a hopefully that I'll give you a breakdown of all this here. So, what I learned about that call, they have three tier levels. They have a gold, which starts at $39.99 a month, a platinum, which is $49.99 a month, and an elite, which is $59.99 a month. Now, as far as insurance covers themselves, all the same. What you get is additional training, magazines, um, different things that the USCC offers based on the level of coverage you have. So gold has, a few things. Then again, you add on platinum, and here's what you get more with platinum. And then elite gives you all access to the full thing that the USCC offers. Um, let's see here. So one thing that I found kind of interesting is that it covers you through all states. So although I'm here in Indiana, as you guys heard, I can carry this with me through all 50 states. Um, let's see. So it is about lawful self-defense acts. Now that's important. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I'll kind of go over why I touch bases on some of that. Um, can also be other coverages of um, self-defense. So it doesn't just have to be firearm. You could have used your knife, your hands. You could use the bat, whatever it was at the time that you would consider to be self-defense. Keyword self-defense. You can't just go out here and just you know, start something and then say, oh, well, I was defending myself. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be lawful self-defense. No cap limits. So that's great. And you also get criminal and civil coverage. So in the compensatory, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Compensatory, whatever. Damages that if you in civil court get pulled in and a court were to find you guilty of that and you had to pay out, $50,000 to the family, then they will cover that for you as well. Another thing I found quite interesting. So you might have heard me in the recording talk about if you don't have a lawyer, or do they have lawyers on retainer? They said you can choose any lawyer you want that you know of in your state. But if you're out of state and you get caught up in something, then they have a list of lawyers that you can choose from that they've already personally vetted, so that they can help you out. As far as coverage for you in your home, the people in your home. So, like for instance, here it's myself, my wife, our oldest daughter lives with us, and for some reason, we had a self-defense thing, and one of them besides me, in the home on the property had to defend themselves. That coverage covers them. But if it ends up being off property, out of the home, then you can add their coverage. So, for instance, my wife is thinking about getting her own personal handgun for protection purposes only. I almost would even think she would pull it out for that sometimes. But if she did, I can add her onto my policy for additional $30. So, or not $30, additional 50% off. So for the gold, it'd be additional $20. For the platinum, it'd be additional $25. And then for the elite, it'd be additional $30. So that is kind of good as well. Then they offer things like bail bond funding for up to $250,000, cleanings. So got blood because someone was shot in your home, they'll take care of that for you. If the window was broken, they'll take care of that. If you have to leave the home because it's now part of the crime scene, they'll also cover that for you as well. So extreme risk, or I think it's what I'm seeing. This is why I'm hoping she sends me that pamphlet. But my handwriting is just terrible. Sometimes I can't even read it. Sometimes I write so fast that I can't read what I'm writing. But red flags and the extreme risk, up to $15K worth of coverage. So that is $10K for loss of earnings, up to $10K, and then up to $5,000 for sealing and or expunging your record, if the case ever needed. It is all about federal coverage for them. So if a state law differs from the federal law, they cover the federal side. You would have to take care of the state side. All right. And then 24-hour open 24 hours a day. You can call their customer service number, and I'll try to list that somewhere on here. You can call them 24 hours a day. And then they have a 30-day money back guarantee. So as you try this out, say you get the platinum coverage and you go through and you're like, it's not really what I thought. Within 30 days, day 1 to day 30, you can cancel that coverage and get a full refund for the month. All right. So that is USCCA. We'll go over more of the pros and cons that I found online with them a little bit later. Let's go to the next one. 1 second, because I recently purchased a firearm and I'm doing some research, and I see people saying, hey, you probably should have firearm insurance. So I'm just calling different places, and I guess I have a few questions and just kind of see what's the best coverage for myself and my family. Yeah, I just had a few questions, and some of them maybe get answered just during our conversation. So it may not have, it's 4 specific questions, but I may have a few more just depending on what comes up. But my first question is, I'm in Indiana, but if I travel, where do you not cover? Gotcha. So here in Indiana, I can get coverage for that. If I just happen to travel one of those 4 areas, then I still would be covered. Okay, great. Okay. And then as far as like your coverage, let's talk about that. Like, what is it? Is it a tier coverage? Is it a la carte deal? Is it kind of like car insurance? I'm just kind of get an idea of like how it goes. And then as far as lawyer, do you guys have like if some for some reason I was involved in a self-defense, you know, and I needed a lawyer, do you guys have a lawyer in states that you guys recommend, or does the coverage allow me to pick whoever I want for my lawyer? So when we call the number, it would direct us to the lawyer that's in our state. Okay. As far as, and maybe I missed that or I didn't jot it down. I don't think I did, but maybe you said it, but maybe I just missed it. On the coverages, as far as if how much coverage is for the lawyer in that scenario. That's okay. That's what I thought. You do cover retrials as well, and then you kind of covered a little bit, but I want to just clarify coverage for family members, such as my wife, who doesn't currently carry. She has her and I. She has shot my gun with me. She knows where they are just in case. Um, but and then when she does get her own, do do you have a family coverage? Got you. So is it 50% off from each plan depending on which one I go with, or is it based on the plan? Okay. 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 So you gave me the price for the Explorer, but what about the prices for the? No, no, you're fine. What about the prices for the other ones? No, sorry. So I choose the Discovery plan, and then I want to add the E Shield. It's the Discovery plan plus the 19.99 for the E Shield. Correct. Got you. Okay. So they have a survey at the end. Right now, I don't have time to take that survey because I'm on the phone with you guys. Right. I'm doing this with you, for us, with you. Right. So that was U.S. Law Shield. I know I hopped on real quick. When I looked at the webs, when I looked them up, it looked like they had two numbers. The first number I called was like, yeah, they're closed. And I was like, okay, kind of weird again. That if somebody be closed, if you're trying to, sell insurance, you probably should have a number that people can call to get in touch with you 24 or, at any time, at least within regular business hours across the United States, right? But as I was looking, they on Google, they had two numbers. And the second number I just ended up calling while I was waiting, and they picked up. So then that's why you see me coming back to the recording as fast as I do. So U.S. Law Shield, they are 7 days a week. Their main number they have is Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. So I was going to plan on calling back tomorrow to say what 7 days a week there. But then I called the number I have here, and I will place that number somewhere on the screen. But as far as coverage, they don't cover 4 states. So if you're in these 4 states as of right now, as of this day, this video dropping, whatever day this video comes out, the day that I spoke with them, which is now September 5th, you have Maine, Alaska, New York, and Rhode Island. They do not cover. Now, if you are traveling, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, they have a separate coverage for that. So they have 3 levels worth of coverage. They have Discover, Explore, and Navigate. And with those, it's a 24/7 hour hotline, criminal and civil coverage with no caps, no deductibles. And then you get educational resources. I'm sure, assuming that based on the levels, there could be different levels of resource education that you could do. As far as the Discover, on top of that, you get the red flag and the bystander coverage as well. So bystanders might hear something similar, but not necessarily called the same thing. It sounds what it sounds like you get caught up with somebody else and you go down to jail for something you never even did. So so there's that for you. Explorer has, on top of the red flag and the bystander, you get the accidental discharge coverage, multi-state coverage. So if you're traveling with your firearm from state line to state line, that'll be available to you. Up to 100,000 in bail bond. I didn't get what the bail bond was for Discover. Maybe that'll come in the email that they send me, and I'll share that with you guys a little bit later. And you get ID theft protection for if your firearm was taken and was stolen and used somewhere and you end up getting the blame for it, they'll cover you for that. So that is there for you. And then for navigate, you also get minor in home um, liability for up to $1 million in coverage, liability coverage as well on that one. So you get that additional one there. As far as the prices for those, it is, if I remember correctly and kind of correctly, if I didn't, hopefully they'll all be in the email that they're sending to me. It's $24.95 for the Discover. The Explorer is $39.99, and then the Navigate is $54.90. And then if you want to add a spouse, it's 50% off of those prices to add them to that. So if you pay the for the Explorer for $39.99, and you want to add your wife and or husband to the policy for their protection, then it's 50% off of that. So I didn't remember her saying the young lady I spoke with anything about on property versus off property. Unlike like with USCCA, they stated on property if for whatever reason my wife had to use buy gun to protect herself because for some reason I couldn't, then they would cover her even if I didn't have any additional policy on her. So pro or con to pro for USCCA, con right now for US Law Shield. Didn't hear anything about that. They do keep you, they do have attorneys on retainer. So when you call, I shouldn't say on retainer, they have attorneys they vetted in every state. So if you get caught in the Self-Defense Act and you have to call them, then they will route you to the attorney in your area. So you don't get to choose your attorney, doesn't sound like. They have attorneys for you that will help set you up. They also go all the way through with you on appeals and retrials. Again, no cap, no deductible for those. And then they had something called eShield. And eShield, hopefully she sends me information on that. I didn't write down what it was. She was talking awfully quick. For whatever reason, she kept stumbling over things. Like at one point, she said Washington. The state of Washington wasn't covered. And then she said, no, let me go look make sure I'm giving you the right information. So eShield is there. It's a separate individual coverage. If I'm not mistaken, it is, I should have wrote it down when she was talking about it. And that's why I made that mistake. But hopefully eShield would be in the email. It's $19.99. It's an additional on top of coverage. Okay, so second call defense got their information here. Does look like, hi, my name is Donald. I am calling because I purchased a firearm a few months ago, and I've been doing some research, and everybody's like, hey, you need to have firearm insurance coverage. So I've been doing some research and reaching out to a few places and wanted to see if you could help me out with a few questions I might have. Yeah, so just got a few questions here that I've been asking everybody. First off, what is your coverage as far as like area? Is there anywhere in the United States you do not cover? I'm from Indiana, but I know there are certain places don't cover. Okay, so as long as I'm not purchasing in Washington, New Jersey, or New York, I'm good. Let me ask you this. I hadn't asked anybody else this, but I didn't even think about it until just now. I am from Indiana. Somehow, I don't plan on leaving here, but if we pick up a move and we end up moving to New York, New Jersey, or Washington, how does that work? Okay, so once you are a resident of that state, that nullifies our contract. Gotcha. As far as coverage, a couple places I've talked to, sounds like everybody has a tier type coverage. I don't know if that's what you guys offer as well, and if so, what is it and what does it cover? As far as lawyers, to you, obviously you're in Ohio. So if I was in Ohio, I could just call you. But if I'm not in Ohio, so something just popped in my head that you said. So are you firearm insurance? Or are you like more of an attorney? I know you personally are an attorney. That was second call defense. That was the actual lawyer who started the firm, or the he hates to call it insurance. It is tiered. It is insurance. I'm sure he didn't have an email to send me. He gave me a website, so we'll look at the website a little bit later when we look at all of the other ones as together. But second call defense, I'll put their number somewhere here on the screen. If you live in Washington, New Jersey, Washington the state, New Jersey, or New York, they cannot cover you. If you become a member and then move to one of those areas and become a resident, that officially ends your coverage for now, as of September 5th, when I made that call. But if you are outside of those 3 states and make a purchase with them, they do cover you in all 50 states. And it's unlimited criminal defense. And then the only difference between the tiers, basically from what he was telling me, is the civil side of it, where it could be up to $1 million based on the tiers. So they had 3 tiers: Defender for $14.95, Ultimate for, or Limited, I think is what it's called. Let me go back to. I actually did pull up the website for a hot second. Yeah, it is called Unlimited Ultimate. I'm sorry, Ultimate, and that was $34.95, and then Ultimate Plus is $44.95. And then if you want to add your spouse to the plan coverage, a little different than some of the other ones. Instead of 50% off, it is a very flat rate fee for each one. So it's $5 for the Defender, it's $7 for the Ultimate, and $9 for the Ultimate Plus. And again, 2 biggest differences: up to $1 million in civil coverage, and then unlimited civil suit defense protection as well. So there's that. You got accident and shooting protection, civil suit damage protection, and that's pretty much the difference. It goes up a little bit more with the Ultimate Plus. It goes up to $300,000 for accidental shooting, and then protection for any weapon as well. So we'll go over that stuff here a little bit later. Let's see what else we talk about. You can get to use whatever lawyer you want in that area. He is a lawyer himself. He's not far from where I live. He's in Ohio, and from where he said, based on where he's at, he's about less than 2 hours from me. And he does do law here in Indiana as well. So I could call him and he could be my lawyer. But if I live somewhere else and there's a better lawyer that could be there for me, they pay all the fees to that lawyer that you want to use. Secondcalldefense.org. I'm going to try to put that down there somewhere as well. And then he gave me a promo code, but I don't want to, blast that out here because, again, I'm not affiliated. I don't want to feel like I'm affiliated to anybody. I'm not blasting out any codes on this particular one. But if you give him a call, he may give you a code as well. All right. And then it is 24/7. 9 times out of 10, he said when you call, you will get him on the phone. Very knowledgeable. He's been in business for over 25 years. So that has been his plus. All right, we're back. We got attorneys on retainer. Phone number here. Let me flip my page here. Looks like they might have also 24/7 call center that you can call into to get information. Also, I do know for a fact they have a 24/7 hotline, emergency hotline number to call if you become a member. So let's hop in here. Let's see if we can get someone on the phone and get our questions answered real quick. Hi, Abby. My name is Donald. I recently purchased a firearm a little less than a year ago, and I've been doing some research and keep coming across people saying, hey, you need firearm insurance. You need firearm insurance. And then I came across you guys, and you guys are like, no, we're not an insurance company. We're attorneys on retainer. So I just had some questions for you guys, as well as the insurance companies I've been calling, and see, trying to compare and contrast, like, what's the best for me and my family, and see where we're going with this. All right. So where states do you cover? I'm from Indiana. So I know you guys cover Indiana, but if I were to leave Indiana for whatever reason, what states do you not cover as well? Cover all 50. Okay. And that's whether I'm traveling or if I am moving, correct? Got you. So 50 states, Alaska, Hawaii, and the 48 enclosed, correct? Got you. All right. All right. And then as far as your guys' coverage, is it a tier coverage? Is it a one size fit all coverage? How does that? Obviously different than the insurance company. So what do you guys cover for your clients, as far as, obviously you get an attorney? What else do you guys give? Okay, just to make sure I understand that part of it a little bit better. So you don't get to, I can't choose my first chair lawyer. You guys would be the first chair, but he could be brought on as a second chair. Okay, all right. Okay. I know, again, some of the insurance companies offer trainings and stuff like that. Do you guys offer anything like that with your program? Got you. So if firearm is stolen, then obviously, as the individual, I would report it. But then if something were to happen with that firearm in that meantime, and I got charged with it, then that's something you wouldn't cover. All right, guys. So that was attorneys on retainer. Um, so let's kind of go over some of the highlights from them. So attorneys on retainers is a law firm. They are not an insurance company. Slightly different than all the other ones we've talked about so far. I will place their number somewhere here along the bottom. They do cover all 50 states, but it is 50 states, not territories as well. Just the 50 states. There is no tier pricing because they don't offer insurance. So it's not they have a one size fits all, and you get everything for this price. So individually, it's $100 sign up, and you can either pay $35 a month. If you do that, it's not billed till 30 days after. So you can pay the $100 up front, then the 30 days after, they automatically bill the $35 a month. Or if you decide to just pay the year, it's a little bit cheaper or per month for the year. You pay the full year up front though. It's $100 still sign up bonus plus the $357 for the year, and you pay that directly up front. So you save roughly about 70. So 420 if you paid it monthly for a year, versus 357. So you save about $70, a little less than $70 a year by doing it yearly. And then they offer a family plan, covers people 18 or older in the household. Each person has to pay coverage. It is slightly discounted per person, so it's a $75 sign up per person. And then if you do the monthly, again, billed 30 days after, $25 per person. So again, if it's me and my wife, it's $75 per person plus the $25 per person per month. $75 per year, $75 per month. If I add my daughter, 75 sign up, $25 per month payment. We do the annual, it's $75 sign up, and then the 255. Now, if you do the annual, you do pay the sign up bonus and the annual right then. So keep that in mind when you're ready to make the payment. Don't be sticker shock. They do cover all types of self-defense, but that's it. And when I say that's it, I'm including criminal and civil self-defense. So they cover all those. You have to already be a member, so you can't commit the act, call them, pay them, and then a week later be like, hey, I need you guys, and because you've already committed the act. Like, no, that's not how that works. They will find out if you do it that way, and they will deny your coverage. So you already have to be a member. It is for self-defense and self-defense only. And you have to either be charged or believe you'll be charged. That is important. Believe that you'll be charged or already have been charged before they will cover it for you, which you shouldn't even call before then. Sorry, I keep dipping because I keep trying to cover my daughter from walking into the camera. Back there behind me. Let's see. So they pay for all attorney and court fees. You do not get to pick your own lawyer, though. They will represent you. They are lawyers. You can, if you're not in the state in Arizona, you can choose a lawyer within the state that you're in if you have one that you know. And they will even work with that lawyer. And if they like that lawyer and that lawyer likes them, they can then bring them into the full fold at that point. They cover all PI costs. So if you need a private investigator, DNA test, expert witness, they cover that. Bail, they cover up to $50,000. Civil liability, they cover up to $100,000. Let's see. Oh, counseling. I didn't cover this for some of the other ones, but they covered it too. Counseling, if you needed a mental counsel, they give you up to $1,500 or up to 10 sessions, whichever comes first. Cleaning, they give you up to $4,000 for cleaning. So, like, someone gets something in the home and they end up they lose blood loss or bullets, whatever. Then they'll $4,000 getting that cleaned up. Up to $15,000 for red flag law coverage. And if you happen to have your firearm taken, which if you end up shooting somebody, the thing they're going to do, by law, they have to take your firearm into custody for evidence purposes, and they will give you up to $1,000 to reimburse the base price of the gun, not any upgrades, so no red dots, no new triggers, anything like that. The gun itself. You have a CZ10P, and you did all kind of special stuff to it to make it better, you're gonna get covered. You're gonna get that CZ10P covered, but that's it. That's it. And so no lower choice. I already went over that, and then they don't have anything to email me, but attorneys on retainer.us is the website. I believe I have it right here. Attorneys on retainer.us. And I'll try to remember to put that somewhere down there as well for you guys who may want that website. But for now, we're going to conclude this part, and then I will come back with pros, cons, comparisons, what I got so far, websites versus emails, kind of compare everything and put it all together for you. So now that we've went through all the information that talks about, you guys got to hear my calls. Well, my side of the calls. We covered the information that each individual carrier covers, as well as I've listed some pros and cons for you. Now we're going to go into a case by the gentleman. His name is Herold Fish. Herold was a guy who lived in Arizona. We'll just kind of go through this. So here for case highlight the critical gaps in the legal coverage. The criminal defense costs exceeded the personal savings. Appeal process required continued support, and expert witnesses and bail created major financial strains. And then we'll do a comparison of carriers and show major differences in coverage depth. All right. Oh, I thought I had Herold's story in here. I guess I didn't. So let's go back real quick. We'll talk about Herold's story. Herold was a guy who was walking along a pathway in Arizona. It's legal to carry in Arizona. He was a vet. He also was I'm going to pull up the story real quick, just so I don't miss too many details. Retired school teacher, a vet, a Vietnam vet. He lived in Arizona, and he legally carried a 10-millimeter handgun. And back in 2004, Herold was walking or hiking in near area in Payson, Arizona. He encountered a man by the name of Great Kunzel, and I'm probably saying that wrong. That part's not as important, so I know who he encountered. But he was walking, the guy was walking his dog. Fish fired a warning shot when the dog charged at him. Kunzel then advanced aggressively towards Fish. Fish fired 3 shots taking the life of that gentleman. And then Fish immediately called 911 and fully cooperated with the police once they arrived. He was charged with second-degree murder. Prosecutors painted Fish as reckless because he used a 10-millimeter handgun with hollow point ammunition, which was portrayed as extremely powerful and aggressive. Arizona law at the time placed the burden of proof on the defendant. So most times you hear in court of law, we are considered to be innocent until proven guilty. Well, not in this case. He had to prove that he acted in self-defense, and that later on that law was changed in Arizona. He was convicted in 2006, and the jury found him guilty of second-degree murder. They sentenced him to 10 years in prison. He appealed in 2009, and the Court of Appeals overturned the conviction. He was released 3 years after spending 3 years in prison. It cost him a ton of money and time that he didn't have. I think his family ended up putting a new mortgage on the house to take out the money to pay for all the legal fees, if I'm not mistaken. And then shortly after his release, he passed away. So his last 3 years of his life, the majority of that, he basically spent trying to fight to get his conviction overturned. So I think here we talk about how each individual coverage would have taken care of it. Let's see if I have the comparisons. So CCW Safe, how they would have handled it. CCW Safe markets itself as covering all criminal defense costs with no caps. If it is a self-defense shooting, they'll cover it, right? So that's one of the biggest things you'll have to keep in mind with all these insurance companies. It's about self-defense. It's not necessarily like if you discharge your firearm recklessly, will they cover you? No, they will drop you in a heartbeat because they don't cover non-self-defense incidents. They provide money up front, so he would have been able to. He wouldn't have had to come out of pocket, or his family would have had to get rid of. They wouldn't have to put the mortgage on his home. He could have paid that money, or they would have paid that money directly to the attorney for him. He can choose from their network of high-level criminal defense attorneys, and Fish's family wouldn't have. So basically, like I said, they wouldn't have the mortgage the home, and they would have paid for the trial, the appeal, expert witnesses, jury, consultants, and so on and so forth. So as you can see here, them and second call defense basically are pretty much the same. Second call defense, basically all this information is from my Google searches / Chat GPT or Microsoft Copilot. I put a lot of information here, do a lot of different researches. They give me a lot of different links to look at. So feel free to do your own research on Herold Fish. But second call defense, based on the information we have for their coverage, how they would have handled this, they specifically use Fish Story. Oh, they've actually used Fish Story in their marketing. They cover upfront costs, just like CCW Safe. They also offer immediate funding for bail and expert witnesses. So they would have covered it just like CCW Safe would have covered it. I'm sorry. So that's going to be them. USCCA. Let's see how USCCA. So how they would have handled Fish's case. They promote criminal defense coverage, but it is technically reimbursed in many situations. So you pay up front, and then they will reimburse you. Not always the most cost-effective way of setting up your defense, correct? Especially if you're convicted, then they cut off funding until acquittal or dismissal. So if you are found, so how Fish was found guilty, all that appeal process and everything he would have paid for out of his pocket, he still would have paid for out of his pocket. And they would have not reimbursed him until he got the acquittal. They do give an initial retainer for an attorney, but beyond that, members might have to advance the cost. Civil defense and damages are included, but subject to policy limits. So if he was convicted and had USCCA would have stopped paying until the appeal, leaving him exposed. So once the appeal was taken back, once they said, yeah, that was wrong ruling, then USCCA would have jumped back in and most likely would have reimbursed them, but they're not even sure about that. So as you can see here, coverage risk that provide attorneys, retainers up front, reimbursement of model may leave gaps. Funding typically cut off upon conviction. Appeals often not supported until acquittal. So if we're looking at U.S. Law Shield, Fish would have been assigned a Law Shield network of attorneys. The attorney's fees would be covered, but Fish's appeals, expert witnesses, bail, and civil defense might have required extra coverage riders. So U.S. Law Shield, we talked about this earlier in the video. They have a lot of different riders you can add into your policy. So it's kind of like an a la carte thing. So you can, this is your base plan. And then depending on what you want to add in, will make your plan more than somebody else's. And then because Fish was convicted at trial, Law Shield would likely still provide an attorney for appeal, depending on the state of plan. But out-of-pocket costs for expert or jury consultants may have fallen on Fish's family unless he purchased optional add-ons. And attorneys on retainer. I don't know. I didn't grab how they would cover this, I don't think. But again, attorneys on retainer, district attorney representation. Since he is in Arizona, Mark Victor's firm would have represented him. But if he was in a different state, their bucket of attorneys for those states, one of them would have been assigned as the lead attorney on that case. Criminal trial plus appeals are included. No civil coverage, no bail, or no expert funding. So, and when we talk about civil coverage, we're talking about if the guy's family would have came back after Fish, saying, "Hey, you killed our family member. Now we're seeking civil damages." They could have came after him, and attorneys on retainer would not have covered that for them based on the current metrics of this time in 2025. Both affordable, but leave major gaps for financial exposure. Right to bear arms. They were budget-friendly coverage that claimed to cover unlimited criminal defense similar to CCW SAFE, but their network of attorneys is not as developed. They may not have been able to supply a specialized Arizona criminal defense team quickly. So, budget-friendly options, unlimited criminal defense, that they would have had to try to find somebody in that area to take care of them, but it's a smaller attorney network, so they don't have the resources some of the bigger ones have in significantly unpredictable and high stakes cases. So you could be left out to dry with right to bear as they are growing. They've been growing for the last few years in their network, but at this time, Fish would have been left unable to protect himself. So, final takeaways. If Fish had CCW SAFE for second call defense, it had been fully funded for trial and appeal. USCCA would have cut him off post-conviction and no appeal support. And U.S. Law Shield and attorneys on retainer, criminal defense coverage, but bail, expert, and civil uncovered. So choosing the provider that best covers what you're looking for, including coverage appeals, expert witnesses, civil liability, and a lot of different things that you could look for that we talked about early on in the video. Those could be things you could be looking at on your own when dealing with one of these individuals. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look into a case where a client of one of these particular groups was dropped. It's been a pretty high profile case for the last couple of years. You may know a little bit more about it. We'll check that video out. Okay, guys, let's jump into the Kayla Giles case and what happened here. Kayla Giles is from Louisiana, who during a custody exchange with her estranged husband ended up unaliving him and claiming self-defense. Basically, she was convicted of second-degree murder and obstruction of justice. In her criminal trial, evidence included digital data from her phone and computer was introduced by the prosecution. She later appealed, and the Louisiana Supreme Court has vacated her second-degree murder conviction, meaning the conviction was reversed, and she is to have a new trial or further proceedings under that ruling. That was actually fairly recently, through my research. So the confrontation with her and the insurance company that she was using at the time was USCCA. Now, looking at USCCA, here refers to legal defense, self-defense insurance. Membership organization model is often partnership with insurers, the key point of contention. So, one, the policy that she bought was purchased shortly before the incident. Now, there's a lot of different stories out there. Some says she was a member for a while. Some says that she just policy shortly before the incident. She purchased the Platinum plan, which is their highest plan of self-defense insurance and legal policy for USCCA. Critics would argue that this timing obviously raises red flags, right? When you're looking at the timeline of when she was researching and buying the insurance, it almost feels like it was premeditated. So that's not for us to decide here today. That's kind of more up to decide for the legal system and USCCA to decide how they want to carry it out. And we're going to see how USCCA either helped or denied her coverage Actually, we're going to talk about how they denied her coverage. Others argue that purchasers may want legal protection ahead of circumstances they foresee. Initial $50,000 retainer, then denial withdrawal. After the shooting, USCCA initially provided a $50,000 retainer for Giles' criminal defense, but later USCCA and its insurers withdrew their further funding, asserting that the act was not covered. It was not a valid self-defense act under the terms, and labeled it a criminal act. As a result, Giles had to cover remaining legal costs or find an alternate representation. The lawsuit and dismissal. Giles sued, trying to force payment under policy in 2022. Federal judge dismissed her case. Basically, Delta Defense LLC is the insurance company that partners with USCCA for that side of the business. They were the ones that the claim was against. It was dismissed with prejudice, and because they had no direct role in the denial. The claim against the insurer were dismissed without prejudice, meaning that she may reassert them, especially if her criminal conviction is reversed or vacated. So that's important. We don't know where we're at in this case right now. I know they're in the midst of getting the appeal, and if she is found not guilty through the appeal, then she can then go back against USCCA and Delta and file another lawsuit that could trigger a payout on their behalf that they'll have to pay her lawyers. The reasoning, including that the jury in her criminal case had found she cannot claim justifiable homicide. So you can do your own research on the story. I've heard several different versions of some similar and some differences within the story doing my research. I will leave it up to you to make a decision on whether or not you decide that she was lawful or unlawful in self-defense. That's basically what ends up happening, though. Long story short, USCCA ends up dropping her case. She ends up going with, so Mark and his team from Attorneys on Retainer end up reaching out to her while she's in jail under her initial conviction. And then they start talking with her to the point of, because of how high profile this case was as far as a self-defense insurer or company dropping her in the midst of the lawsuit. Attorneys on Retainer stepped in, started talking with her, and decided that they will pick up her case for her to kind of help her out. Kind of nice on their end, but you can also see that somewhat as a publicity stunt to say, look, we can do what insurance companies can't do. In that, I mean, granted, that looks really great for them if they end up, as they help her out. I couldn't really find too many other instances with USCCA through my research. I'm sure if I did some more digging, it would probably take me another 3 or 4 weeks to put this video out, and I don't want to do that. But there weren't many other things out there. There were a lot of people saying because of the language, they can no longer support USCCA. This USCCA has a lot of great things within their plan. They got a lot of trainings. They got magazines. They have the coverage for you. We listed all the different things they have available for you early in the video. You can go back and look at that if you want to see exactly what it is they offer. But when you hear something like this, it kind of makes you step back and think, is that the company that you really want to deal with, or any company along that same line? We just talked about the Herold Fish story and how USCCA probably would have not been there for him on the appeal once he was convicted. And that just kind of puts a sour taste in some people's mouth in going forward, why some people have left USCCA. Also, they've left because it almost feels ungenuine when people are talking about them. You can kind of tell with the people who are being backed by USCCA. I can't call him one of my favorite gum tubers. It's one of the gum tubers I actually watch quite often. Is very much backed by USCCA. This person talks about them. I don't know if it's every video, but it's at least one video a week where he's doing some kind of promotion with USCCA. which I get it. If you're being backed by somebody, they're paying you to put out videos for them, then that's what you're going to do, right? And so that's why this video here, I feel great that I can come out and I can say exactly how I feel about things, and I can be unbiased because I don't have any affiliations with any of these people at this time. And again, I'm going to state at this time of this video in October of 2025 that I do not have any dealings with any of these insurance companies as a paid person. So we could go a little bit more in detail about this trial, but really we just want to talk about, what other instances are out there for other insurance companies that I may have found. We're going to dig into that here in my final thoughts, and we can talk about this more if you guys have your thoughts or if you know a little bit more about this situation, feel free to leave me some information in the comment section. I'll be glad to look at it and read about it. And if I have to make a correction video stating what I found about this, then I will. But as a person, personally, myself, knowing what I know about USCCA, as far as not necessarily that they dropped her because it wasn't a self-defense act, but if I get convicted, do they come back after me for the funds? While I'm appealing, I don't have any backing for appealing. They won't back me up for appeals. It just kind of puts a weird taste in your mouth. So it'd be something I want to look at. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more in my final thoughts. We'll be right back with that in just. All right, guys, we are back with our final thoughts. We're going to go over a couple small things from each carrier, sourced from ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and just random searches. And this is kind of like just some sources that I found or information I found from those sources. So US Law Shield, yes, at least one filed civil lawsuit against US Law Shield. Also, multiple BBB complaints about service billing and coverage issues. So keep that in mind when you're looking at US Law Shield. CCW Safe, no major public lawsuits or regulatory enforcement actions turn up in the search, but there are some Better Business Bureau customer complaints and many public policy review write-ups. But we did not find any public lawsuits or regulatory actions against CCW Safe in the sources that we checked. Right to bear arms, or right to bear. I keep wanting to call it right to bear arms. It's not right to bear arms. It's right to bear. Right to bear, no clear public lawsuits or regulatory rulings discovered. Mainly reviews and attorney critics calling out exclusion limits and urging caution to read the fine print. Second call defense, no public lawsuits or regulatory enforcement surface in the searches. Mostly contract policy reviews, analysis by attorneys, and company material. Concerns raised during those, though, were exclusion for like domestic relationship incidents and the company's shorter public track record. So if you remember second call defense, I told you was a lawyer who was based right down the highway from me in Cincinnati, Ohio, just a couple hours away. He literally left a group similar to this to start his own because he felt like there wasn't enough coverage for people with gun rights. So I would, as a personal thing, I'd probably look into him a little bit more if I was going to be considering it, but that's for you to decide if this is for you. And then as of October 2025, no public available records of formal lawsuits or regulatories against attorneys on retainer. The company maintains an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. So I don't think anybody else got that, though it is not a BBB accredited company. The BBB profile indicates that the attorneys on retainer have been in business since 2017 and has one government action alert with no specific details about the nature of the alert that are provided. All right. So if you made this far, first off, I want to say thank you very much for watching the video. I wanted to give you my final thoughts overall of what I think. Personally, one, read the fine print of any of these that you go with. You want to understand what you're getting yourself into, what's going to be covered, what's not going to be covered is the biggest thing that I've taken away in all the research I have. If it was me personally today that I had to make a decision, I'm probably going to look at somebody like Second Call Defense or CCW Safe, maybe one of those two, because of the ability of, if for some reason, because people will find, especially if you're doing a jury of your own peers, people will find you guilty. There have been plenty of times where people have been found guilty initially, and then later on in an appeal or retrial will be found not guilty by another group of peers because they took time to actually listen to the facts and kind of understand everything that was going on. I've been a part of a jury where not a guy was involved as a self-defense, but a guy was involved in another incident, and people wanted to convict him because they knew that he was a career criminal. And as much as I felt like that was probably the right thing to do, there wasn't enough evidence to say otherwise. So I know how people think when you're sitting in a jury. There's a lot of bias that people will form prior to your court, especially if it's been publicized in your local paper or your local news or your national news. If it's a high profile case, you're probably already getting an unfair shake at that point. So having someone who's going to be there for you when you appeal, when they feel like, yes, you've done the right thing, and we're going to have your back, is probably more important to me than anything else through the trainings, anything like that, if I'm going to pay for a service like this. So that is my final thoughts. I thank you guys very much for taking the time out to watch this video. Tons of research went into this of my own time and volition. I didn't really reach out to anybody for any help. I just kind of jumped in, did my digging. I'm doing this for you guys because I also too need to figure out which one of these companies that I want to go with. I'm going to go discuss this with my wife, and we'll have a discussion about this with our family about what's going to be the ideal coverage for us going forward. And I encourage you guys to do the same. Until then, this is your boy, GDDG. Say, stay safe, stay ready, stay prepared. Until the next video, I'll catch you next time. Peace.